The crystal waters of Whispering Pines Lake sparkled like nothing was wrong, but in this picture-perfect slice of California's Sierra Nevada foothills, one woman had turned community standards into her own private dictatorship. And today, she was about to watch her empire crack wide open because a guy finally fixed his own damn trail. Ryan Harlan had spent the whole morning rolling out the second barrel of trail sealant along the narrow path that cut through the back of his lot. The erosion from last winter's rains had turned it into an ankle-breaking mudslide, and since the path started on his property, ran the full length of his backyard, and ended at his storage shed before touching the public lake access, he figured it was his call. He wiped sweat from his brow, straightened up, and that's when he heard the click-clack of designer heels on gravel. Barbara "Barb" Kensington, HOA president, self-appointed guardian of beige everything, and the only person in Whispering Pines who wore pearls to a lakeside community. Her blonde helmet hair didn't move in the breeze. Her binder was clutched like it was the 10 Commandments. Ryan Harlan, what in heaven's name do you think you're doing? Her voice dripped with that fake sweet tone she used right before dropping a $500 fine. That trail is common area. You cannot just deface it without written board approval. Section 7.3 clearly states. Section 7.3 applies to common area. Ryan cut in, calm as a mountain lake. This starts at my back fence, ends at my shed, and my dad's 1994 plat map says it's mine. I've got the deed in the truck if you want to read it yourself instead of quoting bylaws like scripture. Barb's smile twitched. The trail connects to the lake. Residents have used it for decades. You're trying to privatize community access, and that is theft, plain and simple. I'm sealing mud so nobody sues the HOA for broken ankles. I'm even putting up a gate with a code for neighbors, after it dries. You're welcome. Her face flushed the color of her forbidden red rose bushes. I'm calling the sheriff. Right now. 15 minutes later, Deputy Ruiz's cruiser rolled up. Barb practically sprinted to meet him, heels sinking into the fresh sealant like tiny white flags of surrender. Officer, this man is illegally altering shared property and threatening to lock out the entire community. Ruiz looked tired already. Ma'am, I need your ID first. Excuse me? I'm the HOA president. Still need ID. Ryan handed over his folder before Barb could recover. Deed, survey, county recorder stamp. Ruiz flipped through it, nodded once. Looks solid. Trails on your parcel, Mr. Harlan. You're not blocking anything permanent. Just maintenance and safety signage. Ma'am, unless you have recorded documentation proving otherwise, I suggest you step back. You're currently standing on private property. Barb's mouth opened, closed, then opened again in that syrupy register she saved for board meetings. But prescriptive easement? Decades of use? Surely that overrides. File a civil claim, Ruiz said, already walking back to his cruiser. Until it's recorded, this is his land. Have a good day. She stood there, clipboard trembling, heels caked in sealant, looking like a queen who just realized her crown was made of plastic. By the next afternoon, Ryan had the welded gate up. Simple black steel, keypad for locals, big weatherproof sign. Trail under private maintenance. Text for code, no ATVs. He even laminated his cell number. Thoughtful, right? Then the text started. Heard you locked the lake. Barb says emergency access is blocked. Flyers appeared overnight on every mailbox. Bold red letters screaming, illegal gate, community under attack, and inviting everyone to an emergency HOA meeting at Barb's McMansion on Saturday. Ryan's neighbor Dave, retired county surveyor, showed up at his door Thursday night holding printed county records. You need to see this before the lynch mob assembles. The papers showed a quitclaim deed filed 2 months ago transferring a 12-foot strip of Ryan's trail land to the HOA for $10. Seller signature, Ryan Harlan. Except Ryan had never signed anything, never seen a dime, and the notary stamp was from a guy who'd been dead for 3 years. They forged your name, Dave said quietly, and used it to redraw the zoning map. Barb signed as buyer on behalf of the HOA. This is felony territory. Saturday night, Barb's living room was standing room only. She stood at the front in a pastel pantsuit, binder open like a battle plan. We cannot allow one selfish homeowner to endanger lake access for all of us. Sign the petition, vote the fine, and we'll restore order. Ryan stepped through the crowd holding the forged deed high. Before anyone signs anything, let's talk about order. Because according to the county recorder, I apparently sold you people a piece of my backyard for $10 without knowing it. My signature looks like a drunk toddler wrote it. Care to explain, Barb? The room went dead silent. Barb's face drained of color. That is internal documentation. Confidential. No, Ryan said, voice steady but carrying to the back porch. That's a public record. Forged. And the same person who forged it has been signing HOA checks to her sister's landscaping company for projects nobody's ever seen. While our dues went up 20%. Gasps rippled. Dave held up the financial printouts. Someone in the back whispered, "Her pool looks brand new." Frank, the retired judge 3 houses down, stood. "I move we suspend the entire board immediately under Article 9, Section 2, suspected criminal activity." All in favor? Hands shot up like they'd been waiting years. 27-4. Barb's mouth opened, but no sound came out. Her kingdom of beige and fear had just voted itself out of existence. Monday morning the county DA's office called Ryan personally. By Wednesday sheriff's deputies were executing a search warrant at Barb's house. Boxes of documents, her laptop, even the fancy pool tiles that somehow matched the missing landscaping invoices. The community chat exploded with screenshots from the secret board group where Barb had written, "If this trail thing blows up, the rest of you are going down with me." At the next official meeting, held at the neutral community lodge instead of Barb's throne room, the new acting president read the preliminary audit. Over $47,000 in discretionary spending with 0 receipts. Forgery. Fraud. Embezzlement of member funds. The DA filed charges the following week. Barb's court hearing was quick and brutal. The prosecutor laid out the forged deed, the fake notary, the voice recording where she told a board member, "I'll handle the paperwork, nobody checks these things anyway." Her lawyer tried the good faith community service defense. The judge didn't even blink. Felony forgery, fraud on a public entity, and misappropriation of funds. Plea deal accepted. 2 years probation, full restitution. 600 hours community service teaching homeowners their actual rights instead of your version. And you are permanently barred from serving on any HOA board in this state. Outside the courthouse, the October air smelled like pine and freedom. Dave clapped Ryan on the shoulder. "You didn't just save your trail. You saved the whole damn neighborhood from itself." 6 months later, the new board, regular people who actually read the covenants instead of weaponizing them, passed a simple community use agreement. Ryan's gate stayed, but the code was posted publicly with clear hours. No more $250 fines for bird feeders. No more paint color police. And every lawn in Whispering Pines grew at whatever damn height the owner wanted. Ryan stood at the top of his now perfectly sealed trail one golden afternoon, watching neighbors stroll down to the lake without fear. Barb's for sale sign had gone up last week. Rumor was she was moving to a condo in Reno where nobody knew her name. Sometimes the most satisfying karma isn't loud. It's just a perfectly sealed path, a gate that opens for decent people, and a former dictator learning that the rules she worshipped could bury her too. True or false? In the end, Barbara Kensington was the one protecting the community, or was she the real one who got exactly what her own bylaws demanded? Drop your verdict below, because the trail of truth is still open.